Welcome to part 3 of the F30 BMW M Sport conversion series. Of course, today's the final video. We're going to be doing the rear bumper. We also have a couple little goodies here. We've got a carbon fiber rear diffuser, courtesy of KiesMotorsports.com. The links and everything are down in the description as always. Let's just jump right into this. I'm excited to see the whole thing done. I'll give you a walk around once it's all finished, but yeah, let's do it. You might be able to get away with just jacking up the car, but taking the wheels off gives you a lot more room to work. Remove the T20 screws where the bumper attaches to the body. There are two 8mm screws inside the wheel well. Under the bumper, you'll find a handful of 8mm screws and a few more T20 Torx. I used a pry tool to unscrew the fastener for the drip cover. Be sure to clean underneath so that you don't get roasted in the YouTube comments. The taillights are just held in with two 10mm nuts. Pull straight back to release the rubber grommet holding the light in place. Don't worry, I cleaned under there too. Lastly, there are a pair of 10mm bolts at the top of the bumper. So at this point, all the nuts and bolts are off the factory bumper. We can start pulling this back and get this off the car. Now the parking sensors are still plugged in. I don't know that I can reach the wiring harness until the bumper's at least partially off. So I'm going to very carefully start to pull this back. We'll unplug those sensors and we should be good to go. Kies recommends taping off the body so the paint doesn't get scratched during removal and installation. So on the rear bumper, each sensor had its own individual wiring harness, so just be careful if your car's got those as you're taking the bumper off. Be sure to unclip these one at a time. The last thing on here that we have to change is this piece here. We have to swap those out with the M Sport one. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but this holds the proximity sensor for when you can wave your foot under the trunk and the trunk will open if your car has that feature. So we're going to take this off, swap over those parts, and we should be good to put the new bumper on. There are a few 8mm screws at the bottom and you can unclip this from the car. Transfer over all the parts to the new piece. There are hooks at the top to wrap the excess wires. Don't worry about getting these harnesses mixed up. Each plug has a unique connector that only fits one way. Finally, transfer over the backings for the fasteners. Alright, moment of truth. Yes! So just a couple things left to prep the new bumper. Before we install it, we have to transfer over these parking sensors. There are a pair of reflectors that go on the bumper that we'll install, and then also the carbon fiber rear diffuser. Now if you order this kit from Kies Motorsports, it's just going to come with this basic plastic one that you can install. I would say if you want to get the carbon fiber one, just order it all at once. That way you can install it like, well, you've already got this all taken apart. Might make it a little bit easier, but let's put this stuff on and we'll put this on the car. Unlike the front bumper, the rear sensor sat more flush, so I used the foam adhesive and a couple drops of the provided super glue. So you'll actually want to save the diffuser for last. You'll see why in a minute. The reflectors hook in on one side and snap in on the other. So you're going to want to save the rear diffuser for last. Basically it just kind of hooks on at the top and then it will bolt in at the bottom. Well, until you've got the bumper on the car, there's really nothing for it to bolt into. So as you're trying to maneuver the bumper into position, it's just going to fall off onto the floor. So wait till last to do that. Fellow YouTuber Tommy L Garage sent me a set of his mud flaps, and this was the perfect time to install them. I'll put his contact info in the description if you're interested in a set. As expected, the bumper is a perfect fit, and I'm actually really relieved at how well they were able to match the paint, especially on this section right here. But there's one last thing that we still have to do to complete this project. So when I did the front bumper installation video, I broke the BMW logo in the process of trying to take it off. Apparently they're not meant to be reusable, so this is like all I have left of it. So just to finish that video, I just set the BMW part on there so it would look like it was done, and I could just finish that. And then for the past week or so, as I've been going out, taking pictures for Instagram, I would just set that logo part on the hood, take the picture, take it off, and put it back in my pocket. Well, the last time that I did that, I forgot to take it off, and as I was driving home, the BMW logo flew off the car. It's somewhere out on the road, I don't know. But I ordered a brand new, genuine BMW one. We're gonna put this on, and this will be the last piece to finish out this project. So my final thoughts on this project: yes, it seems a little silly to purposely buy a non-M Sport with the intention of M Sporting it, and honestly, having done this twice now, I'll definitely look for an M Sport next time around. That being said, I had a ton of fun on this project. The front bumper video is my favorite DIY that I've made so far, and I know these videos have already helped a lot of people. There's also something gratifying about upgrading your car. Taking things apart and seeing the insides gives you a new appreciation for how these cars are built. So I have to give a huge thank you to Brian and everyone at Kies Motorsports for making this project possible. They sent the full M Sport body kit, the front and rear bumpers, the side skirts, the carbon fiber rear diffuser. I also have a few other carbon pieces that we'll put on in later videos, but just want to give them a shout out for sponsoring this whole video series that I did. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video.